Courtney was placed in the medical room of the village, where she took the Freedom Fighter oath and became part of the greatest Mobian fighting team. As for Sally, she was moved to tears when she reunited with her father. Thus the kingdom of Mobotropolis was soon to be rebuilt. The next morning, Sonic called a meeting for a battle plan against Dr. Eggman's new fortress.
Does Julian still have that insane mustache of his?
Still insane and still laughable.
Alright. So, what's the beef?
Since Eggman has made himself that new fortress, this calls for a game I like to call Castle Conquest. I'll take Sally with me up to the top where the main control room is, and there we'll dismantle all communications. With the main radio and security cameras knocked out, the SWAT bots won't be able to receive orders from Eggman. And after the rest of you clear the front entrance, head up to the control room and meet us there so we can take Eggman away. Sound good?
Primitive, compared to how the battle plans of the Great War were organized. But for now, anything goes.
I say it sounds amazing either way. I'll be joining my bro Mario. He's been my mother my whole life.
Hey!
Sorry. He's been my father my whole life. My father, my uncle, my cousin, my brother, everybody.
You tell me, what is this true relation between you two?
It's a long story. Anyway, while we're breaking through the front gate, it would only be fitting that you lead us, Your Majesty. The king rightfully leads his army into battle.
Thank you, Mr. Mario.
Later that day, the banded freedom fighters approached the fortress of the evil genius. Eggman was prepared for the upcoming battle, knowing his scheme would not easily go down without a fight. He ordered the first wave of SWATbot pawns to march over the drawbridge he lowered for them, while Wario and Waluigi each commanded their own squads to curve around each side of the castle. Attack!
These robots are merely cat's paws. I'd like to run right in there and see Julian face to face.
That you will. As long as there's no radio signal, these cat's paws won't know what to do next. Come on, Sal. We're headed for that Baldy McNose hair.
Ah, my, how history has changed. And Eggman has changed the most.
Undetected, Sonic and Sally climbed up the fortress walls by rope to make their way to the control room. Sonic went up a floor and ended his climb at a much higher level than the ladder, thanks to his superior speed. Sally, however, only made it halfway before she was suddenly interrupted by an unexpected sight. It looked like the figure of the blue hedgehog, but he held a pocket knife in hand.
Huh? Sonic! What are you doing?
Oh no!
She fell all that way down! Surely no one could survive a fall that far.
And to think, I could trust Sonic with my daughter. I'll personally arrange a punishment for him soon enough.
Her pulse is so faint. You have to take her back to the village now! Meanwhile, inside the control room...
What's keeping Sally? She would have caught up to me by now.
Sonic! Why are you still here, when the rest of your gang is cowardly retreating?
Wait, what?
Look at them run like fools!
That's not a good sign. I'll be back!
We could have crashed him here and now where we had the chance! What's the matter?
As true as that is, I feel as if something else is going on around us. Let me think.
Later, at Knothole Village, grim shadows of darkness began to fall upon the freedom fighters as trouble brewed even more. This needs to be taken care of right away. She's sinking fast.
It's treachery, I tell you. Sonic has proven himself unworthy to be the true love of my daughter. Therefore, I hereby send him to his punishment. The death penalty!
What?
No! Please, no! Give him a chance!
He deserves no chance. He killed my daughter right before our very eyes. Geoffrey, take him away!
Right away, sir. Let's go, traitors! With a gesture of his hand, the king summoned Geoffrey St. John to bind Sonic's hands and escort him out of the hut along with Luigi. Your Majesty, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake? The only mistake I made was trust Sonic's loyalty.
Bull crap, he knows better than what you're charging him for.
Get out of my sight! Perhaps Sonic has more respect for humans than his fellow Mobians.
I dare not argue with him. He may be of high authority here on Mobius, but I'll find some way to free Sonic and Luigi. Wait a minute. Did I just say... Why is Luigi being taken as well? Even the evil Eggman pondered the doubts of the situation, trying to unlock the mystery that lurked in the shadows.
This is getting weirder the more I think about it. Sonic, a traitor. That's not like him at all. I've known Sonic like I'm his father, even though I'm not.
So what do you suppose we do about this? Where do we get more clues?
Gentlemen, I think the best thing to do is find that one person who is most likely involved in the puzzling part of this enigma. Prince Cobra.
Meanwhile, Geoffrey brought Sonic and Luigi aboard his new ship, in which he would transport the two to an execution area among the remains of Mobotropolis.
Man, why did everyone just stand there and let Geoffrey escort us? We gotta find a way to break out of this mess and make things right.
Back at Knothole Village, Mario brooded over the sudden departure from Luigi. He had such a good brother by his side. Now it seemed they were to be separated for good.
What bothers you?
You should know.
Does it concern your friend?
He's more than a friend. He's my brother. We come from a long line of plumbers. We took over the family business when he was old enough. I've had that guy with me until now. Today is the day when we finally split apart. There goes my only brother.
That is strange. I do not recall giving him the sentence as well.
Wasn't it on your orders?
I didn't order Geoffrey to take him to the execution. Yet, I recall glimpsing at an unrecognizable emblem printed on his ship.
Suddenly, 3 intruders emerged, carrying the unconscious body of a Stragon. Eggman, Wario, and Waluigi had knocked Prince Cobra out cold during a battle that occurred merely minutes beforehand.
This is my lucky day! And now, you pesky animals, I shall finish you off and put an end to your rebellion.
But this rebellion is about to take you full force!
Those are brave words, Max. But, do you recognize me? I am the man whose weapons you disposed of. You were planning to destroy all my greatest works, and revenge was in my hands. I created the Dark Kingdom of Robotropolis. I am Julian Ivo Kentobar.
Julian! It is truly you. They were right. You've changed so much. But perhaps now is my chance to finish what was started years ago! Your skills are the same as when I last saw you, Julian.
Yes, I remember the days of the Great War. But you have been in the void for too long. You're losing your strength. You haven't fought as much as when I last saw you, old man.
In all the commotion, Cobra regained consciousness and took what seemed like an opportunity to slip away.
They won't see me coming. They will next see blood.
Go, Your Majesty! I'll hold Eggman off for you. Cobra might be the real brains behind Sonic's so-called betrayal.
That murderer! He cannot go unpunished!
King Max went outside the hut to find Cobra running out of the village. But the villain did not make it out in time, thanks to Bunny Rabbit tripping him with her roboticized arm.
You're not going anywhere without giving me the answers I need. Now tell me, what is the true scheme?
I see now that further resistance is useless. After you refused to kill Courtney, I wanted revenge. I made arrangements with St. John and 2 other Mobians. I told them that I would pay them fully if they successfully assassinated your daughter. One of them disguised herself as the Hedgehog and reached the top of Julian's fortress. Once the real Sonic was battling him in the control room, St. John came in and took him away, along with that plumber friend of his. But my victory was short-lived. Julian found me and defeated me in battle. Had he killed me, he most certainly would have taken the throne of Mobius for himself.
You set this up from the start! You fooled me yet again, tricking me into sending Sonic to his punishment. That way, while you had killed Sally, I would have killed Sonic in return. Sonic and Luigi must not die!
And speaking of which, at the ruins of Mobotropolis, there's no hope for you now. Stole from me the one I love. Now you pay the price.
Quit lying! The game's been cheated! Also, Sally has a right to choose who her fidanzato is, and that man is Sonic!
Thanks, pal. Spoken nice and true.
Enough talk! Cobra's paid me handsomely to do this.
You'll have to catch us first. Up, over, and gone!
The whirlwind Sonic created with his constant speed was powerful enough to blow the spear out of Geoffrey's hand. The air vacuum also caused the skunk's lungs to fail him, as he begged for the proper air to breathe.
Hey, what's that spear? How ironic that he suffers a fate from his own weapon. I've got two voices in my head arguing whether or not he deserved it.
Whether he did or not, the village needs our help. Cobra might strike back any minute now. Or maybe even Eggman.
So, how do we get back to the village from here? We're too far from it now.
Hang on tight, Luigi. You're about to experience the feeling of way past cool.
Back at the village, Cobra finally issued a battle with the king himself.
If you will not abandon your deadly plan, then the power of Mobius will destroy you without mercy. Your intention is to murder, but what do you hope to gain from all this?
To gain my father's attention. It's hard just to get it. During the war between Strago and Corlin, I was falsely accused of treachery. My father was gullible. He listened to my brother, not me. You remind me of my father, caring only about what you want and taking away your daughter's freedom to choose. As such, you make yourself an unworthy king, just like my father. Your throne will be mine, and Strago will face my new power.
Seems like you've made yourself an unworthy son.
We shall see.
Looks like we made it in time.
I was hoping you two would return safely. I am terribly sorry you were put in this mess.
Think nothing of it. It was all a game of deception.
Cobra is out cold again. Now we must finish Julian.
Meanwhile, Mario and the other freedom fighters wrapped up their part of the battle against Dr. Eggman. Once he was floored along with Wario and Waluigi, the three wacky villains were tied up and ready to be sent to prison. I bet your old friend will be asking you questions about your recent years with Sonic.
It's too long of a story. But no matter how long it is, I assure you, I'll have my revenge on that hedgehog one way or another.
After the battle was over and the evildoers sent to where they belonged, Christopher had discovered some incredible evidence about Cobra's attack. He informed Sonic immediately and told him the news. I want you to know that there is still hope for that brave chipmunk.
Sally is still alive?
She is merely in a coma. She survived that fall only because her body is pliant, not a resistant armor like Eggman's robots.
If that's what you say, then I need to see her.
By all means.
Please come back, Sally. I need you.
Sonic? Then it wasn't you.
I promise. I'll never let anything like this happen again.
Christopher's portal opened up for him to enter Earth with Mario and Luigi. But before saying the last goodbyes, King Max had an idea. He summoned Sonic, Luigi, and Mario to kneel before him. He drew out his sword and gently touched it on each of their shoulders.
I now dub you Sir Sonic, Sir Luigi, and Sir Mario. Rise, my friends.
Thank you for your generous offer. We don't live here. Earth is where Luigi and I belong.
But we can always come back here again sometime. We can still fight side to side, just when duty calls.
Of course, my friends. We may yet have another adventure. If Cobra was to return and threaten our land once again, not all the swords in the universe can defeat him. But together, as a kingdom reunited, we may yet stand a chance against him.